Oh, you know what I didn't do? I should do this now so that I could read the Bible verse. Okay. There we go. Good morning. Drink. It's good stuff. Don't worry. I still have my drink. This morning, I have my honey and lemon cough drops. I have 4 of them in there instead of 3. I have my sweet and low, my lemon juice, my green tea. But today, I added a packet of the emergency vitamin C orange kind of stuff in there. Oof. It's so good. Anyway. Good stuff. Okay, song. 12 men went to spy on Canaan, 10 were bad and 2 were good. What did they see when they spied on Canaan? 10 were bad and 2 were good. 10 saw giants big and tall, 2 saw grapes in clusters fall. 2 saw God rule over all, 10 were bad and 2 were good. For my VBS or children who grew up going to Sunday school, you probably know that song and sing it with me. I mean, of course I've got one of my animals' hair in my eye. I mean, why wouldn't I? It's like my MO. But it's really in there. It's kind of bugging me. Lord, help me. I've got a hair in my, I've got something in my eye. Like it's all up in there. Anyway, that's okay. If I have to do this video with one of my eyes closed, you're going to watch me do it. I don't care. I'm not going to not do it. All right, hold on. Did I get it out? I think so. If I look tired today, it is because I am. If I look like my face was beat with a bag of nickels, it is because emotionally it has been. So give me a little grace. Today's verse. You are either going to like this or it's gonna sting a little bit. But it is brought to you by Joshua 17:14. And I'm going to read you the verse and explain the chapter. The verse says, okay, first, pause. Okay. Let me just explain. So the Israelites were saved from the Egyptians. You know, Moses. They were in the desert 40 years and whatever. For a trip that should have taken them like 11 days. Isn't that all of us sometimes, you know? And so only 2 of them or whatever from the original, like Moses didn't even get to go into the promised land because he disobeyed God. And God was like, yeah, I didn't tell you to do that. And so you're not going to get to see the promised land, which seems a little harsh, but God is God. And then Joshua, he gets to see the promised land and all that stuff. He's kind of over the people. Well, God gives Joshua the allotments for the tribes, right? He tells them what their portions are going to be. And sidebar, Moses, you know, people talk about how, you know, the Bible is so misogynistic to women, but it's so the opposite. I wish you could read deeper in. But Moses actually was the first who gave daughters, that they could give their daughters an inheritance. So Noah, a girl's name, her name was Noah, Hogla, Merzra, whatever. There's like these daughters that were given an inheritance. They were the first landowners. Anyway, interesting. So anyway, God gives Joshua the allotments, right? To how it's going to separate all the things, right? So the sons of Joseph, this isn't the part about Manasseh. There's too many things. When I'm reading the beginning of chapter 17, this is me. And then the son of, and then the daughter of, and then he begat whatever, those things. I scroll right past. My brain can't comprehend it. I cannot wrap my head around it. So I've got to read like the meat of what I'm trying to read, and then I've got to look it up. Someone else has to tell me what all that meant. I can't do it. But anyway, this is the verse. The sons of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, Why have you given me only one lot and one portion for, I can't read my own writing, for an inheritance, since I am a numerous people whom the Lord has thus far blessed? Now, when I read that, I was like, huh? So the sons of Joseph go to Joshua and they're like, look, why have you only given us one lot, one portion? We are a lot of people that the Lord has thus far, blessed and stuff. So why have you only given us this? So here's the thing. I was reading the whole thing. So Joshua goes back to them and says, so why don't you guys take the hill, right? This is the hill, whatever. And so I'm not going to give you more. He's like, this is what, you have all these trees in the forest and stuff. And he's like, you're going to have to mow those trees down. You're going to have to work the land. They didn't like that. But this is what I got out of it. So those sons of Joseph, they didn't have the same experience of being slaves in Egypt. They didn't have the same experience of wandering the desert like their forefathers and their ancestors. So they were really entitled and lazy. They really were not grateful that God had even given them a portion, right? So they were like, when they went into the promised land, God told them to get rid of the Canaanites, right? Well, guess what? These people, the sons of Joseph, they didn't do that. First of all, they didn't do what God had told them to do and get rid of the Canaanites. They were like, oh, but they've got chariots of iron and stuff. And, and then two, they were like, here's the thing. You didn't really give us enough of a plot. I mean, there's a lot of us and God's kind of blessed us. And so we don't really want to work the trees and the hills and stuff. We don't want to build out the land and stuff. We'd like you to give us more. And Joshua says, no. Basically, Joshua's like, you're going to work the land I gave you. Here's what I got out of reading chapter 17 in the commentaries, and I wrote some notes. So, they were lazy. They were entitled. They didn't want to do what God had even asked them to do in the first place. They just wanted more. And I thought, you know what? I'm so judgmental, but isn't that like us? God tells us to do something, and we're like, but do you really want, I don't really want to be uncomfortable, and so we don't do it. What we want is for God to just give us more. We don't want to work the lot in the portion he's given us. We don't want to be responsible with the stuff that he's blessed us with. We don't even want to be grateful that he's blessed us with all of the things that he's blessed us with, because it's not enough. And I was like, that's totally us though. I really believe that God has allotted, I wrote this, God has allotted our portion, right? And we want more, ungratefully, without having to work what he's already given us, or to be about, what did I write? Oh, to be obedient to what he's asked us to do. Like when he asked them to get rid of the Canaanites and they didn't. They turned the Canaanites into labor force because they were too afraid of their iron chariots and power, whatever. Here's the thing. We have to be thankful and grateful for the lot that God has given us. We have to work with the responsibility, the things that he's put in our hand. That doesn't mean we're trapped. That doesn't mean we're paralyzed. You can do anything you want. But we have to be grateful for the stuff God has given us. We've got to work the things that God's given us and watch him give us more. It's about your heart. We have to be thankful and responsible with what we have. We can't just go into our life being all entitled. Oh, God, I don't have enough. You haven't given me enough. I don't want to work hard for the things. I don't want to suffer. You've asked me to do A, B, and C, but it's going to be uncomfortable and I don't want to do it. I just want you to bless me with all the things. I'm not judging you. I'm also saying that about me. Anyway, it was good. So I'm grateful for the stuff God's given me. I'm grateful for all of the things that He's put in my hand. The things that He's made me responsible for, the things that He's charged me to give to and to work and to be accountable for. I'm grateful for them, all of them. And I do want Him to expand my influence and my territory. Like, I do want that. But that means I have to be responsible with the little things. He has to see that He can count on me for the little things. So that, can you imagine if you gave your kid something that they hadn't worked for, that they weren't ready for, and they just destroy it? Like, they didn't have to work for the car. They didn't have to work for responsibility for anything. You just give them a Ferrari. At 16. Oh my gosh. Like, that's the thing. Like, God wants to give us more. But we have to work what He's given us now. We have to be thankful for what He's given us, because our heart is what is important to Him, not the things that He gives us. We can't just go about our lives selfishly wanting to be lazy and procrastinate and unobedient and ungrateful and be like, but bless me, Lord, give me all the stuff. I'm just going to manifest it. Okay, you do you, boo. Listen. The things of this world are not going to satisfy you and fill that hole in your heart. And you can try and manifest your truth all you want. That is not going to fill you. I promise you that it's not. It is not. There is a hole in your spirit that is designed to be filled only by God and His Son, Jesus Christ. And nothing else in this world is going to give you peace that passes understanding. And I just promise you that is the truth. There is not a bunch of truths. There is the truth. And the truth is a person, and His name is Jesus. And if you don't believe in God, listen, I love you. It's okay. But then if you're confident in that, ask God to reveal Himself to you. See what happens. Just see what happens. Why not? Try it. All right, I gotta go. I'm spicy today, but you all know the week I've had, and you know why I'm spicy. I'm lacking sleep, and I'm whatever. I'm dealing with whatever I'm dealing with. So anyway, drink. Okay, listen. I love you like a crazy person. Deep breath. Be good to one another. Don't forget you are one of the one another's. Oh my gosh, please don't forget to be good to yourself. I love you, and I mean it, peanut. Mwah.